I can hear you, the rest of the world hears you, and the people who knocked these buildings down will hear all of us soon. We will not tire, we will not falter, and we will not fail. Freedom itself was attacked this morning by a faceless coward, and freedom will be defended. I believe that God has planted in every human heart the desire to live in freedom. America is a nation with a mission, and that mission comes from our most basic beliefs. Our enemies are innovative and resourceful, and so are we. They never stop thinking about new ways to harm our country and our people, and neither do we. One of the great goals of this administration is to show that the spirit of inclusion in America extends to all of America. America must never forget that peace is the prize. We will make no distinction between the terrorists who committed these acts and those who harbor them. The advance of freedom is the surest strategy to undermine the appeal of terror in the world. In the defense of our nation, our actions will be deliberate, yet time is not on our side. The course of this nation does not depend on the decisions of others. Leadership to me means duty, honor, country. It means character, and it means listening from time to time. The survival of liberty in our land increasingly depends on the success of liberty in other lands. The momentum of freedom in our world is unmistakable, and it is not carried forward by our power alone. We have known that wars are not won on the defensive. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to come and witness my hanging. In the face of danger, we must continue to be vigilant, resolute, and firm. We must take the battle to the enemy, disrupt his plans, and confront the worst threats before they emerge. For diplomacy to be effective, words must be credible, and no one can now doubt the word of America. When we see the wounded traveler on the road to Jericho, we will not pass to the other side. The best way to defend America is to prevent attacks before they happen. We do not create terrorism by fighting the terrorists. We invite terrorism by ignoring them. We must remember the high price that we pay when diplomacy fails and war must be waged. Our nation must come together to unite. Faith crosses every border and touches every heart in every nation. In the long run, there is no justice without freedom, and there can be no human rights without liberty. Terrorist attacks can shake the foundations of our biggest buildings, but they cannot touch the foundation of America. We will build a hopeful society in which the blessings of liberty are extended to every citizen. We know that dictators are quick to choose aggression, while free nations strive to resolve differences in peace. By confronting evil and lawless regimes, we do not create a risk, we remove a threat. It is the policy of the United States to seek and support the growth of democratic movements and institutions in every nation and culture. The United States of America will never be intimidated by thugs and assassins. We are a nation at war, and we must act like a nation at war. America will never seek a permission slip to defend the security of our people. Our greatest responsibility is the active defense of the American people. When we see that wounded traveler on the road to Jericho, we will not pass to the other side. We will not be complacent. We will not be idle. We will not rest. Our responsibility to history is already clear: to answer these attacks and rid the world of evil. We are not deceived by their pretenses to piety. We have seen their kind before. We have a calling from beyond the stars to stand for freedom, and America will always heed this call. The enemies of liberty are not idle, and neither are we. We will rally the world to this noble cause of liberty. We know that God is not neutral between the innocent and the guilty. Our nation will lift this dark threat from our people and our future. The best hope for peace in our world is the expansion of freedom in all the world. The deliberate and deadly attacks which were carried out yesterday against our country were more than acts of terror. They were acts of war. We are in a conflict between good and evil, and America will call evil by its name. There is no room for neutrality in the fight between civilization and terror. The advance of freedom is the surest strategy to undermine the appeal of terror in the world. These quotes reflect George W. Bush's leadership style, his commitment to freedom and democracy, and his resolve in the face of global challenges during his presidency.